What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of the J14 Gamecast. Your host will be myself, Jeff. We've got Sean.
Hello.
Brendan.
What's up?
And John.
Hey.
Start off this week, we're going to talk about the latest releases. We've got a couple things here. On Friday, Infamous Second Son came out for PS4.
Yep.
And today, we got Fez, PS4, PS3, and Vita. Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls expansion pack.
It came out today?
Yeah.
It did.
Oh, shit.
And Bioshock Infinite Burial at Sea Part 2.
Part 2. The last one.
Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah. I know who
So I think they did one DLC before Burial at Sea.
Yeah. No.
Oh, there's two?
And then they did two, so there's 3 total, right? I think there was one before Burial at Sea, and then they did part 1, part 2 of that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I think
I don't remember the first one. Okay. But yeah. So we'll start with Infamous.
Yeah.
Why don't you start?
I don't
with
know.
this?
Well, in one weekend, I beat the game entirely 100% on my good playthrough, and I'm 92% through my evil playthrough, and it's been.
I'm pretty sure
5
it's the
years.
fastest you've beat.
That's
any game.
This is the first time I have ever gone back, finished a game, and within an hour, started a new file
Yeah.
because I just wanted more.
That's
so
such a
proud.
good feeling.
Yeah, I've never had that even with Mass Effect. I wanted to do, but I was just like,
You can't with RPGs. It's too
yeah, it was
hard.
45 hours, and I
exactly.
can't just do the. I feel like I have to do the side stuff. I can't
Chrono
just.
Trigger.
I don't
Love
know.
that
I
game.
pulled off Mass Effect 1 like that, Mass Effect 2 like that,
Mm-hmm.
Dragon
Like,
Age 1
instantly
Oh,
like
you
you start
like
replaying
went
them.
back into it?
Really?
Yeah.
It's always
It's
something
so,
I don't know. It depends on how you play them. I don't know. I'm a completionist, so I do everything and then I'm done with it.
I'm a completionist if I really like the game. Like the first Infamous, I wasn't digging it. I liked the story, so I just played it through that. But it was lots of the controls were annoying, so I was just I just want to get through this. But I'm like you. If I really like a game, I need to do
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
Even my second playthrough of Infamous, I didn't need have to clear everything out, but I just want to.
Well, that's the
I
problem.
want to own that shit.
That's the problem I'm having with Dark Souls 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're still playing that.
Dark Souls is different, though. The game is built around replay value.
And
But I
there's
know, but
so
it's
many
like-
hidden secrets, too.
Yeah.
right? So you can
it's
keep
really not
playing
meant to be
it.
completed in one official game.
God damn it,
through.
I'll try.
We'll do it.
But yeah.
John, you played a bit of Infamous.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Sorry, it's no Dark Souls, right?
Monster, send me 18 cases of these.
We should blur that out. Yeah,
this Gamecast is now sponsored by Monster.
yeah. No, it was really good. I
Watch
had
the
I had a ton
table.
of fun.
It picks up every little.
I'll just put my hands up here.
Okay.
Better just keep your hands in the space
Okay.
around you.
So, Jeff,
do
Infamous. Yeah, so, no, it was good. I really enjoyed it as soon as I picked it up. I was just spending so much time just dicking around, jumping and flying with my powers.
Yeah, I did the same way. Once you first get into the city and kind of clear out that first area.
It was just, I don't know, and the visuals are phenomenal for what it is on PlayStation. Right? It's brand new, you want to play it.
Yeah, it's one of the things with this new gen is it's not when you went from PS2 to PS3 or Xbox to 360. I think it was more apparent, but the new generation, it's more about just refining it.
Yeah.
So it's higher resolution, and just little details in Infamous, after it's rained, there's condensation on the walls of the streets and stuff like that if you look closely, or the little puddles on the ground. Better anti-aliasing, so there's less jaggies and stuff, better image quality. Yeah, I think just little stuff. It just makes it look a lot cleaner and sharper, and then destructibility or the particle effects you guys saw, the smoke and the neon and stuff are just
Really
I
natural.
think it's going to be a theme in
It's
just
really good.
next gen in general, right? Yeah, I think just trying to get all games running at 60 FPS and 1080p, and that's what I noticed.
Yeah.
Really just watching Infamous, wow, the resolution's really clean, and
and it's
Yeah,
smooth,
right?
right?
Yeah.
For the most part. Yeah, that's the nice thing about PC games is they have sliders. So if you're a graphics snob and you don't care about frame rate, you can slide it up and take a hit.
Yeah.
But consoles, but I agree, 60 FPS. We play on powerful PCs and we're pretty used to it, and it's tough going back and playing something even The Last of Us on PS3. I loved it, but the frame rate at times you could tell it was struggling. Or the first Gears of War for Xbox 360.
Really?
I know 2 and 3 I think got better, but I only played the first one.
I know that's my biggest gripe with the recent Halo games compared to Call of Duty, right? It's stuck at 30 FPS.
Yeah, I thought 4 seemed better, but Halo Anniversary,
It was
the
better,
frame rate
but
was pretty bad.
it's still stuck at 30.
Yeah.
It's still capped out.
Yeah.
So get on that next gen.
Sean, you played a bit of Infamous?
I bought this $100 beanie I found out there was a game inside. I popped it in for
Bonus.
about an hour.
Yeah.
No, I've enjoyed it. I've been kind of playing Dark Souls 2 for a bit, so it was kind of like a very, very drastic change
In pace
in
and
pace
tone.
and tone, and it's like there's colors.
It's not all dark. It's
I
not
could
depressing.
do something and not die.
So it was very much like it was a huge change because I haven't really played that much. I played like NBA, but it was like no, I haven't been playing a lot of PS4. So it was nice to kind of have that game where I could go to and be like, okay, I'm going to play this from now on.
Yeah, you played the first two, so because John, you didn't really play much of
I
the
played
other
a bit
games.
of the first one. Played about a good hour or 10 hours.
10 hours?
Yeah, about 10,
Oh,
good 10
I was
hours.
gonna say like a good hour.
Oh,
eh?
wow.
Really
Wait,
wanted
that
to-
doesn't make sense.
You didn't even get
So
halfway
maybe
through
2
the
hours.
game. 2 hours sounds
I can't
right.
do
I beat the
math.
game.
I can't keep
You
track.
just really suck at the game.
I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure I'm in like the first couple.
But basically, this is like your first real kind of.
yeah, well, the way that this Infamous took me in just is a lot better than the first one. So you can see the vast improvements, right?
Yeah,
I just wanted to play around and do everything.
in the
It
first one, it takes you a long time to like
was
get your
very
powers.
frustrating.
Like at first, all
Climb
you can do is
buildings.
shoot electricity. You can't glide or like.
You have to scale a building.
That stuff gets built up throughout the game, and then afterwards you can do all of that, and that's what kind of pulled me into the second one.
Yeah,
So
But no, navigating like going around the world map just reminded me of like Spider-Man games. You're just having fun traveling anywhere and whatever. You're just looking around, taking
Yeah.
in sights.
definitely.
Looks cool.
Fez, comments?
I'm excited for Fez.
Yeah.
I played it just a little bit before here. I haven't really sat down and played a lot of it, but apparently I was doing pretty well.
Sean's a pro.
I was finding secrets. And
Fez, what's this game again?
so it's the game that starts out where it's just 2D.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, you're just
like
like a little
in-
dude in a
right.
2D
Yes.
world.
And then the main character goes off somewhere, finds this. I think it's a big cube.
Where's it
Sort
Fez?
of. You actually you start off in a little village, and your village leader, whatever, is like, "Hey, come to the top." And you can like talk to the other villagers, and they all make little comments like, "Oh man, it's a great day to go draw some squares. Definitely not going to draw a cube because those don't exist." Because it's like 2D. They just make little comments like that, and you go to the top, and the elder like gives you this Fez cap that like lets you see 3D or whatever, and then it drops you back into your village, and you wake up again. But now like
It's all 3D.
there's 4, yeah, basically. So it's like there's like 4 different sides you can vary things from, like a cube, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, and you
can
use the
rotate.
triggers to like flip between them. So stuff might be hidden on the other side of the wall, but you can like flip around and see it. But it's figuring out how to get there. So it's like a puzzle game,
Oh, okay.
basically.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I'm excited for it. I was very excited for it when it came out on Xbox, and I just didn't buy it because I was getting it on my Xbox.
Yeah, it's been out on 360 and PC for a couple of years.
Oh, really?
And then I was excited for Fez 2, and that's kind of...
Then Phil Fish went crazy and quit games and canceled.
He went crazy before that.
Yeah, I know. He's always been
But-
crazy. Sorry, Phil. Sure, you're a good guy.
You're a good
You're
Canadian.
crazy.
You're a good Canadian. It's
Yeah.
just... But yeah, so I'm excited, and then it's cross-buy, so I can take it on the go.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Cross buy, cross save.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. So, what about you guys?
Dark Souls.
Thanks, Brendan. Sean?
I'd like to try it out. It looked pretty
Yeah.
neat from what you was playing and what you guys were showing me. So
It's pretty chill. It's just relaxing music. There's
it was very relaxing.
no penalty for dying. You kind of just respawn.
Is that game-breaking bug still in this version? Because on the Xbox, if it's saved at a certain point, I think the game just crashed.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah,
You would think there would be a patch by now, I'm sure.
But-
It's been a couple years.
but he wouldn't fix the patch because Microsoft's rule about updating, where it costs like
It costs like $1,000
Yeah,
to release a
something like
patch or
that.
something. Yeah.
really?
Like
Yeah.
for the developer to patch it, they have to
Well, because
spend money.
they
Yeah.
didn't have. I don't know how it works now, but they didn't have self-publishing, so everything had to go through Microsoft.
Huh.
Right.
So it's like paying a fee. Doesn't matter what you're giving to them, even if it's just an update or
Yeah.
a patch. Wow.
Really?
so he wouldn't fix the patch. But now I'm just wondering because of this version.
I'm guessing this is based more on the PC version, so I don't know if that was present there or not.
Okay, no, I was just curious. That's all.
Okay, I'll have to read up on that. I hope it
That's
doesn't.
a bit
Yeah.
ridiculous, though.
If it breaks my
Should've
game,
to-
I'm just gonna
should've told you
quit.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, game breaking tends to be.
Now Jeff is scared.
Diablo 3. We all own it, don't we?
We do.
I
I'm actually excited for this patch.
really.
Expansion, you
Uh,
mean?
I
expansion.
haven't. I didn't even buy it. Diablo 3.
I thought you did.
No,
No, I'm actually excited.
Why couldn't 4 of us play that?
Kyle.
Yeah.
Anyways, expansion though, I don't know much about it. They, I know recently they removed the auction house.
So it's gone now, right?
It's gone completely. A lot of
Yeah.
people complained.
It just got they screwed that up. It was not. It never worked out to what they had
No.
hoped and intended it to be. And
And the
it
point
just
of the
got
game is
abused
like
and-
finding good loot. And, like just buying it from an auction house. Just why bother playing the game?
And then
Oh, exactly.
the expansion also has a new character that you could choose at the beginning of the game.
oh, like an extra class.
Yeah, an extra
Okay.
class. So you could be a crusader.
Ah,
So that's pretty cool.
yeah, maybe worth playing a bit more now. Then
Yeah.
It was fun. We played. You and me got a bit further. I know we played a little bit,
Yeah.
but Sean and I got like 6-7 hours. We got like the second real area,
second
that
act,
little
yeah.
desert area.
if I were to play it, I would just want to restart.
Oh, for sure.
totally.
Yeah, absolutely. I have no idea. I mean, the story's not a huge thing, but there was a story there, and it's pretty interesting.
Well, the story is like I don't know. It's pretty.
It gets pretty deep.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, I just mean the meat of the game is like clicking.
that's what I find. Like
Yep.
I don't know. I want to know what's going on, so it's not just like because I didn't play Baldur's Gate to just I pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
just like click, 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 click.
I like clicking. That's why I play all PC games.
That's why the second one was so much fun.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The third one is coming to PS4.
It's already on
PS3.
PS4.
It's already
It's
on.
on,
It's on
it's on
PS3.
PS3.
It's
not on
coming to
PS4 yet.
PS4, and I think the
Oh.
PS4 is also getting the expansion.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's
Oh, really?
coming with the expansion.
Yeah.
It'll
Right.
include both of them.
So
So
Which is cool as well. I wonder how well it's doing. Those games typically are not designed for consoles.
I heard they did a very good job of
Yeah.
adapting it. It's just I'm not gonna. I paid full price for the PC one. We already have it. I'm not. If I didn't own it already, I might be tempted to get it on PS4. Just so I always like. I don't know. I'm always looking for more games to play on my TV.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I'm.
Yeah, I don't know if
That's
I'll
not
do
something I'm gonna rebuy.
fair enough.
Those games are tough to play on console, kind of like Dragon
Well-
Age. I don't know how I managed to play the entire 140 hours of that game on console. But
Yeah, well, they made it different. Like it was more of a third person because I played it on PC and you can actually like zoom
Zoom
in. It
out.
plays more
that's what I
like
heard. Yeah, I heard they were quite different. You
Yeah.
don't really see that.
Oh, really?
plays more like a Baldur's Gate game or
Yeah,
something. Like an
that's why I
isometric.
want to replay it on
So
PC.
good on PC.
Yeah.
But then, what else came out this week?
And then Bioshock Infinite DLC, Burial at Sea. I played 5 hours of Bioshock Infinite when it came out. It got really hyped up, like it got really good reviews, but it seems like over time people have grown to not be as fond of it.
I think the issue wasn't the story.
No, everyone agrees the story, the atmosphere, the graphics were phenomenal.
The mechanics were not up to par from what we've already seen from other games.
It's basically just a first-person shooter,
Yeah.
whereas the first one,
But even those were still not as good as it could have been.
We have an undisclosed friend here who was texting me about it today and who was going crazy about it. So it must be good.
I don't think it's a bad game.
The story that they do is very interesting because it takes place in Rapture.
Yeah.
And are you guys going to play this? Because I will spoil.
Please don't, because I do plan. I'm
I
going to
own
play
it.
through the first one.
Okay, that's fine. What they do is very interesting.
Well, I know in the first one there's a big twist as well.
Yes.
And I just,
The second one, it adds on to that twist.
I'm probably not going to play the second one.
So
I
is this,
can't tell you because it has something to do
Okay.
with
so is
first
this the third
right?
one? I forget.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
is it another? Okay, so
But
this
it's
is the third
it's
installment.
kind of a new story. It's new
Right,
characters
it's
and
kind of
stuff like
separated,
that.
but spiritual or not?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, the game almost won Game of the Year, right? So I mean,
Yeah, it was a
obviously
contender
it's
for
a
sure.
good quality game.
Yeah. The issue I had is just it is a first-person shooter, and the shooting just doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's just I don't know how to explain
How
it.
do
You know,
you-
some games just feel good with the shooting, and some just feel like they're not accurate or.
Well, it's funny you say that because the game doesn't feel like a shooter, right?
Yeah, it's-
or like you looking at the game of the story is not a shooter type.
Yeah,
game.
there's like the plasmids.
but there's
and-
shooting involved.
Yeah.
Right, but that's like how they progress the story, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it has to be somewhat polished,
Yeah.
or else it's going to pull you out of it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's what a lot of people had trouble with.
Really
So-
interesting.
Yeah, well, what really attracted me out of Bioshock, like watching the cutscenes when he's going on those cool railings in Bioshock Infinite,
right.
and just how the environment looked. It was open, colorful. It's not.
It felt
drab.
open world-ish, kind of.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and you're riding these rails, fighting bad guys. It was really quick. It looked really cool. That's what made me pumped about the game. I haven't played it yet, but we'll see. I guess from what you guys are saying.
Try it out. See if it's good for you. I took a look at it and I could kind of see what was happening. I was like, yeah, it's not for me.
It's been on Steam sales for like $9. It'll go cheaper.
Well, no, I got it for
50% off, like a few a month after it came out.
They had
that was Jeff. Didn't you pick it up?
I paid full. I bought it at launch. I paid full
you
price.
bought it for full price.
There was the Steam summer sale and you bought it.
Yeah, it was 50% off, and then it went down a bit cheaper later on. I think in the fall.
Oh, okay.
But no, I didn't pick it up. I
had
picked it up on PSN.
Oh, okay.
Oh, right, because it was free for PS
Yeah.
Plus, right?
I
I
got
got
it
it for
on
free on PC when it came out.
Yeah.
Oh, with your. How did you get it for free?
PSN, right?
Undisclosed friend.
Oh, okay. They bought a video card or something and it came with it?
Something like that.
Okay, because you got
My brother
Dirt
did
or something for free as well with our video cards, didn't we? Dirt 3?
Yeah, no, it wasn't like that.
Oh.
It was something to do with the pre-order, and they got a free code with some other
Okay.
games.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's all I got for this week.
Cool.
On to the news.
So, first thing we got here, Nintendo announced that they are not going to PAX East this year.
That's pretty crazy. They've been doing this lately. With
Since
especially
last
E3,
year,
they didn't have a huge presence. They've been slowly backing up and they've been going to more like Nintendo Direct stuff.
Yeah.
Just less and less, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And it's just
just really doesn't
It probably
instill a lot of confidence in anyone.
It probably puts or costs a lot of money to put on these big press conference shows.
But
they have the money.
Well, they
Yeah,
had money.
but I
They
guess
still do.
it depends what they're trying to do. Like, unless they're unveiling a new product and really want to make big headlines.
Which is what they need to do.
Exactly.
I know, but I'm saying if all they're doing is just announcing new core games for core gamers,
Fair enough.
they're
Yeah.
gonna maybe the Nintendo Direct thing makes more sense. The E3 I think is more to get your name out in the mainstream news because
Yeah,
that's like
new,
a big
new titles, new names.
Yeah.
So they haven't made a presence there.
Yeah, they've been
For
pulling
a
back
couple
on
years,
all,
right?
pretty much all their conventions. They've been pulling back.
But-
on. But then again, Sony's also not coming to this,
So,
so you
I
can't.
wonder if it's
really-
just the timing of the event and the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't follow PAX a lot. It's not E3 level, right?
No, it's getting there.
Okay.
It is quite big.
My brother went there. Went to PAX Prime.
So there's
last
PAX
year?
East.
Yes, and then
PAX
there's
Prime?
PAX Prime.
Okay.
So PAX Prime takes place, I believe, in Seattle.
Is that
My
bigger?
brother will listen to this and quote me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like their big one, and then PAX East is just another
We
smaller.
should
one.
go Seattle. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so it's getting big, and it's been growing each year. So it's kind of surprising that Nintendo's backing out, but then again, Sony's doing it too.
Interesting. So does that mean it's just Microsoft going?
There's other things that happen there. They show a lot of indie games as well.
Okay.
So
I guess
it's-
developers or publishers and stuff.
yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. So.
If this is like a cost savings strategy for Nintendo, I don't know how much they're saving, but like you said, they do really need to promote their product.
Yeah, they need to be
Even
doing
if
the
there's
opposite.
They need to attract attention. They're just creating their own downfall.
But they don't need to attract attention. What they
Well,
need
not
to
at
do
PAX,
is
but
put out
like,
product.
they need to promote it
Yeah.
and do all this media coverage.
They need to be doing this
And
to show
not-
that they are trying to get products out.
I guess the thing is, if they don't have anything to show, then there's probably no point in going, which is probably the case.
No,
Which
exactly.
is true, which is
Yeah.
just
When is PAX
sucky.
East?
I don't know. You put it on the
I
list.
know. I'm trying to think. I put it on the list. And I didn't look
Isn't
up
it
any
Well,
like
dates.
I mean, believe it or
No,
not,
it's
E3 is only 3 or 4 months away. So,
because E3's in June, right?
yeah.
But by that time,
April sounds about right.
Mario
April, May?
Kart
Yeah.
is coming out in May.
Yeah. I'm just saying,
Smash Brothers.
if they have big things they want to save for E3, why announce them at PAX 2 months or 3 months before?
And I think
Fair
that's
enough.
what they're doing.
Okay, let's just saving it
But
up.
then again,
If they're planning to go to E3 this year.
Any
I don't
news
know if
on
they
that?
are.
Are they?
They
I don't
have
know.
to.
they have that,
I mean,
sweet,
that would be-
sweet Dynasty Warriors Zelda and
Sonic?
the Zelda themed DLC first.
But when is the actual... Do you guys remember when they showed off the Wii U Zelda?
Oh, that was amazing.
That was
with the
like-
spider, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
How
That
long ago
was-
was that? It feels like it was 20
That
years
was-
ago.
That was a
Like,
year before the release
of
of
Wii
Wii. It
U.
had to be.
And it's been out for almost like a year and a half,
So
2
it's
years
like
now.
They showed a Donkey
So
Kong
2011,
and Mario
2012?
thing at GDC.
Yeah.
That's like 2.5 years at least. Right?
Yeah.
And they said a new Zelda's coming, but they have not shown anything.
That's
Well,
the way Zelda's worked with them.
Yeah.
Every Zelda is like that. Here's a little
But
bit,
you
and
heard
then
their
4 years
excuse.
later, you get a Zelda game.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's
just the
nothing
way.
like they show.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah, yeah.
no, but you heard their excuse for why they're taking longer to make games,
Because
right?
they're having trouble with... Isn't that what they said? They were having,
Yeah.
they were having trouble with HD.
Yeah, they weren't used to making HD games, so they're like, oh, there's so much to it, like all this high
I don't-
res and so much detail.
I don't know if you guys remember this, but when the Wii came out, it didn't have true HD, right?
No,
it didn't.
no,
It was,
fair
it was
enough.
built for just
And
VGA.
So they're
they said it was a
basically-
fad. HD and online were fads that were popular
Oh,
then,
yeah.
but were not going to last.
It's kind of
Which is
funny
kind
that
of-
It's kind of funny that they said that because what did
What
the
are
Wii
they doing?
become?
And what are they doing
Became
with
fad.
Yeah.
3DS?
Yep.
What is that?
Mm-hmm.
3D?
They've picked all the wrong things to put their.
No,
their
it's a
money
definitely
into.
neat invention, but
But I mean, we say that, but at the same time, look at what Nintendo did to the rest of the gaming community. So if the Wii didn't come out, we would have never gotten Connect.
exactly.
We would have never.
No,
gotten
it's
Well,
true.
it's
It's not
probably-
saying they've done bad things. They
No.
just put their focus in the wrong areas.
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
and we say it's the wrong areas, but to them, it's not.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at like what Sony and even Microsoft now has done with the Xbox One Blu-ray, right? PS3
Yeah.
got on that, and now Xbox has finally said, okay, that's where we're
Exactly.
at.
I
We need
think-
Blu-ray.
Nintendo just needs to listen. They seem like they're in their own world
Yes.
where they can't hear what people want. They discuss what they think people want. Like Sony, they had the Banderas gift tribute with Joel from The Last of Us.
That was
Like
wicked.
the people who work at Sony, like the top level people, are on places like Reddit and NeoGAF,
Yeah, and it's
reading
funny.
what people are posting.
Exactly, that was such a sly marketing move. It's
Yeah.
it was their way of saying, we hear you.
And yeah, it's like, what do you guys want? It's like, okay, we fucked up. We'll get this. Like, it's coming. Like, and Microsoft's learning the same thing because they had all those policies with Xbox One. Like, oh shit, people are mad. We need to actually listen to people.
You know?
And I just think Nintendo, like, people are screaming, like, we want Metroid.
And then they gave us
Exactly.
Other M.
And then they're like,
Well, Other
there's
M
Donkey
was-
I liked Other M.
I know,
by
but
the
it
way.
wasn't actually Nintendo, right? That did it.
No,
it was,
that was
it was still a retro.
No, it
it was
wasn't retro.
Nintendo and
Ninja Theory
Yeah,
or Ninja Studio.
yeah,
We had this talk earlier
It was
today.
It was the
Who
guys
did
who did Ninja
Yes.
Gaiden,
Right.
right? The Z team or something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. But yeah, it's like the way I see it, Nintendo has to have a changing of the guard.
Yeah, I agree.
Iwata, he took a 50% pay cut. Mm-hmm. And
A very
that's,
noble
That's huge.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
But that's not going to change the downward spiral that it's in.
Well, they've got money. Like, they've got $9 billion
battle
in the
chest.
bank.
You know, you-
Yeah.
I mean, you can't use that argument all the time. It's
It's going to
Yeah.
run out,
Yeah.
and everyone knows
You can't
that.
just-
But
keep shelling out money.
You can see that
for a
Microsoft is
dying
doing
system.
smaller. I don't know. They're changing their internally as well. Even though it's on a much smaller scale, they're doing it because they're already at the head of that curve, right?
Yeah, well, everybody sees where it's going. They're like, indie games are becoming bigger.
Yeah.
Like, all these small people now are wanting to publish their own games.
Well, look
And
at-
like, you even see with AAA studios, like, all the layoffs recently at those big, like, Bioshock, right? We were just talking about it, and then Irrational just closed.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be all these huge, like, Capcom, and,
but
like, they're still doing stuff, but,
I think that's because of the indie game uprising.
well, it's
You know?
eating part of the pie, right?
Yeah.
Like, it used to just be, you had all your big AAA publishers competing against each other, but now so many people are like, I can buy these fun indie games for $5 or $10. There's just less people are spending money on $60 games.
Yep.
It's-
for a shorter experience of 10 hours or so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you get more innovation out of indie games. Like, I've played lots
Oh, exactly.
recently. Like, Telltale, technically, I think would be, if they're not indie now, they were when they came out with The Walking Dead. They were a small studio.
That's a
And-
good example
Yeah,
of that style of
I would
game.
say they were pretty
Yeah.
small. I
They
mean,
were
they were
pretty
doing
sm-
some.
Or even like you say,
Big
even though it's not a
names.
very good game, Journey.
Wow. But I feel like indie
And you're no longer doing the news.
indie games kind of just make the game they want to make, and
Yeah.
they don't have, so you get more innovation and creativity. Whereas I get why Call of Duty's like more or less the same every year because it sells, and that's EA
It's
They
Not
almost,
EA,
they
Activision,
almost,
right?
they almost have to. It's not
It's
even
become
so
a
much,
business.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
They-
they have three studios working on it. So we say it comes out every year, and yes, they use a lot of assets from other games.
exactly.
But it takes 2 years now for
2 or
a
3.
new.
Well, 3 because now they have 3 studios, so
Yeah.
each studio puts out one a year.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of like they're.
Oh, for sure.
They know what they're doing now, but before it was like one studio.
Yeah.
One or no, it was
Well, it
two.
was 2. It was
Yeah.
Treyarch and
Treyarch
Infinity.
and
Yeah,
Infinity.
sorry, my bad.
What's the third?
Sledgehammer?
Sledgehammer's the one who
Oh.
did Call or Ghosts, right?
Yeah.
Oh, did
They've
they
actually got a
just
good
get
pedigree. I can't
introduced?
remember what they did before, but it was they know what they're doing.
Oh, they were just
They're-
introduced for this last game. Like this was their
They
first.
they helped with
a bit of previous Call of Duty.
Mhm.
I think it was Modern Warfare.
They have Call of Duty experience, so
Okay,
they
It was the
yeah.
last Modern Warfare. They did some touch-up stuff in the background with.
Oh, on 3?
Yes,
Warfare 3?
that's what it was. 3.
But yeah, I totally get why they punt these out every year because they have like Activision as shareholders to answer to,
Yeah.
and if they don't put out these games, their stocks and prices and their business is going to fail. So
Well,
I get it.
continually, becomes like the best-selling shooter.
Yeah, it's like,
every
why
time
are
they
you-
release it, how can you?
why are you going to change it if people love it, right?
And they
Goes
try
for
and
sports
innovate.
games.
And they do, yeah.
Yeah.
And you can only innovate so much without changing the winning formula.
Got a
So-
dog.
That was so much
Innovation.
Yeah.
The game made me feel like a horrible person. It really did.
I know in the multiplayer, like killing dogs, I'm like, oh, I don't want to kill the dog, but it's
But I
like
will
eating my
kill that
face
guy.
because I'm gonna fucking kill it.
yeah.
All right, let's move on here.
Yep.
Ollie Ollie coming out on PS3 and PS4.
I'm excited
Is it
for this.
what?
Yes. It
Yeah,
got
Ollie
announced.
Ollie's coming out for PS4.
Yeah.
PS4, PS3 cross buy. So if you bought it on Vita, like I did, we get it for PS4.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
My
fun.
friend was commenting on that. I was like, "Oh man, I bought it for Vita,
Yeah.
and I don't have a, or I bought it, but I didn't realize it was only for Vita."
Oh, so
he
you can't
doesn't
play
have
it.
a Vita.
So
Well, that's good for him then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
let him
this
know.
will be good news for him.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I played a bit of it and I enjoyed it.
Did you buy it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I saw you guys playing it and I was
Yeah, I
like,
saw you picked it up.
Which one's Ollie Ollie?
It's just a skateboarding. Like
That's what I
it's
thought,
2D. Yeah,
skateboarding,
it's just
okay.
super addictive. I don't know.
but it's like
Right.
it's
Well, it's
not
pretty fun.
like when you play like when you think skateboarding game, you obviously think
Tony
Tony
Hawk.
Hawk, skate.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Completely different.
Think of
okay.
it as
It's more like a rhythm game. Like you got to get the timing down with everything. So it's
So
almost
like
controlled
Dance
with the
Dance?
analog.
So like Flappy Bird.
No.
no, far from that. Much better. Anyways, yeah, no, I was
And
gonna
cut.
that's our podcast for today. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say no. It's a kind of like an infusion of fighting game like Street Fighter because you do those joystick movements of trying to do a Hadouken or a Shuriken.
okay.
Yeah, it's like it's combo based and timing based.
Well,
Timing
cool.
based. So yeah, it kind of harkens back to like Street Fighter stuff. So,
How much is it?
It's like
It's like
10
$10
bucks
or
or something like that. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
Maybe just buy it for the Vita so when it comes out for PS3 and PS4 you just be like
For the Vita that I will.
well
Yeah,
you
but-
don't you can just buy it and then
Yeah,
Or you could just not buy it and play Dark
and
Souls.
just wait.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, let's do that.
We'll save
Yeah.
tons of money playing Dark.
I actually when things come out on Vita, like all platforms, I buy the Vita version because they like even though you get the other versions free, the one that counts is the one you purchase. So if you want the Vita to keep getting games and support the Vita,
yeah, I guess
it's good to buy the Vita version because that's what they see in the sales chart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, they just see everybody's buying the PS3 version. Nobody gives a shit about Vita. So
Yeah.
Well, I'm just I do
I like
just,
the Vita.
I do the same thing. I'm
Yeah.
just running out of room because I only have like an 8 gig card. I'm surprised I'm still able to load games.
yeah, I upgraded to a 32 recently, but I've used
And they're
almost
not
all
going to
of it
bring
up.
a 64 gig here, right?
No, probably not for the
Yeah, I
next
got
year
a-
or so.
No, I'm
got a
pretty
shitload of
sure
games on
they
here.
didn't. They're not going to bring it over.
Why
I
does
think
it
was
Is
use
that
just-
official? Like, is it not at all?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Is it a proprietary SD card or
It
something?
is.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, of
that was the
course.
biggest mistake they made. It's like, how hard would it be to just make a micro SD?
Wasn't the old one that way?
Yes.
The original
No,
PSP
it
was
wasn't.
just
No, it was.
a normal SD card.
Yeah, it was.
Right?
It was called a memory stick or something like that.
Oh yeah, but it wasn't totally proprietary because their Sony's cameras used it as well.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you could go out and usually find
Yeah.
it. That's stupid.
But yeah, it's
But
they're
for
crazy.
this-
They cut the prices a bit, but they need to just come up with a new
It's-
model and just
Well,
make
considering
it SD.
SD cards are at 64 and 128 gigs now,
I don't
it's
get it.
so
Like
weird.
their phones, their Xperia phones support micro SD. They're not Sony
They're-
proprietary.
Yeah.
Their consoles you support just a,
USB, yeah. Like,
not USB, but their
They-
hard drives. You can
yeah.
replace that.
But even the new Vita, they changed from the proprietary cable to just a regular micro USB cable, the same as your
true.
phone uses.
Yeah.
So
Sony send us Z2s.
when is it coming? But it needs one.
orange
Send Brendan a monster themed Z2.
and orange, please.
Yes, yes, please.
What else is on there?
2 new Assassin's Creed games coming this fall.
Yes.
I haven't even finished 4.
Yeah.
That's
I
what
didn't even play it.
yeah.
but
Yeah.
Well, Assassin's Creed, 3 words, kind of pulled me away from the series.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And
You
then-
watched the playthrough of it, right? You didn't buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Which is
then
too bad.
I still watched the playthrough of 4.
Most people I read online, because I didn't play any of the other ones.
Right.
A lot of people that were disenchanted with 3 liked 4.
And
I heard
the
that as
reason
well.
why was because of what happened in 3.
Yeah.
And 4 is, like you say, is kind of separated a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a new character. It still has ties to the overall. I didn't know the arc was so complicated with all these Templars.
I know. I looked it up
So
too, and I was
confusing.
It's,
And I like that. And
Yeah.
then in the third one, they're like, by the way, they just kind of nerfed
Yeah.
it a bit.
yeah, that's too
which
bad.
is
Because
too
reading
bad.
up on it, I was like, wow, this is a really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize this is what they had created with that.
Nobody liked the character in 3 either.
Oh, really?
They thought he was a douche and just kind of
Oh, was that...
Nolan North.
Connor.
Oh, sorry, you meant that character. I was talking about Desmond.
Oh,
I was like, Nolan
people like
North.
Desmond, don't
But
they?
he was
Nolan
from
North
he
is
was from
Desmond?
Revelations, wasn't he?
He was from the very beginning.
Oh,
Yeah.
because then it was Ezio.
I thought it was-
right? Or
No,
Ezio?
Desmond's the
Desmond's
guy
the-
who goes into the dream state.
Yeah.
So, because it's like a meta, like it takes
right.
place in present day.
Right. So,
So-
that's the main character's name, Desmond.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And
it
then-
Altair or something?
Altair is the
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 first-
assassin.
memory
the first
of the
assassin.
first assassin.
And then the second guy
you got
is...
is
the
Ezio.
confused.
So that was
Ezio.
2 Brotherhood and Revelations were all Ezio.
Yes.
Right,
Yeah.
and then it was
Connor.
Revelations back about... Oh,
Oh, Revelations was about Ezio and Altair, and that story kind of ending.
Oh,
right.
really?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
Altair was in it.
And then in the 4th one, you play as Edward Kenway,
Who
and he
is-
is the grandfather of
Yeah.
Connor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
From the 3rd one.
Yeah, Connor was whiny. I know what you were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 new games.
Yeah. And one is next gen, or current gen, and the other one is, I think, PS3.
Yeah, so they're not doing cross-gen. One will be exclusively for PS3 and 360. One is exclusively Xbox One and PS4,
And
which
I like that.
that makes sense. I hope that neither of them are rushed.
Yeah.
Or-
But see,
yeah.
like,
I don't know. I'm sick of seeing games coming out on PS3.
But I mean, I think Bungie is still doing Destiny on
Well,
PS3.
Yeah,
Really?
Sony.
But look how that's been in development for a long time.
Yeah, but I
Right?
mean,
Like-
it's like
I don't know how Xbox works, but Sony has a 10-year lifespan for their consoles that they promise. So the PS2 came out in 2001, depending on Japan or North America.
Yeah.
And there were still new games coming out on it in 2012. Not much.
I didn't even own a PS2, and I bought God of War 2 and played on my PS3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
First gen.
PS3 came out in 2006. They're going to support it till 2016. Persona 5 is coming out in 2015.
Oh, Persona 5.
I don't think it's bad for them to support their old consoles, but
No.
For-
at the same time, developers need to move on. They need to give people reasons to buy the new ones.
Well, like especially in mainstream games like this, like Assassin's Creed 4, next gen. Well, it was on. I guess it was again on all consoles.
I don't.
Yeah.
I think Sony's worse at this than Xbox, and that's like the first time and probably the only time I'll say that, because they supported the PSP for so long after.
Well, that's like Japan is still playing the PSP. It's like, why the fuck are you releasing
They're putting
PSP games when your
out.
Vita needs help?
Sword Art Online.
Are you
got a
kidding me?
PSP game
What?
like last year.
Really? Yeah. See, it's
Oh, I didn't know that.
which is it in a way is good because they're
Yeah.
showing
You don't wanna-
loyalty, but what's the point of having a new console if you're gonna continue to make stuff for you? It makes no sense.
Yeah, you don't want to like cut everything off from your one and say like, flip the finger to everybody who just bought it within the last year and be like, sorry, no more games for you. But like, like your main like Uncharted's coming out PS4 only.
So
You need
it
to
does that with their mobile.
Yeah, like you want to
phones,
support
right?
people who I went and paid $400 for your new console. Like, give me something for it.
Yeah,
Give me a reason to play it. That's why the new Batman game,
I'm
Arkham
excited
Knight.
for that.
I'm pumped for that.
I was not excited at all for Origins.
No,
Neither
me
was I.
neither.
It didn't do anything. Like it didn't look like a bad game,
The
but
multiplayer was
I
interesting.
played the
I didn't
beta.
play it. It looked cool, but
yeah.
I don't know.
But this one's exclusive to next gen, and the screenshots that they've shown, if they're in game, look really good.
Speaking of Origins, there's a great scene that Troy Baker does for Joker. It's one of the best scenes I've seen.
Wow.
It's like unbelievable.
The original voices are back for the new one, right? Kevin
Yes.
Conroy's back.
And so
Yeah.
remember that tweet that Conroy did like a
Vaguely.
few years ago when Origins was
Yeah.
just announced? It was like, I'm doing a new Batman game, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, whoa, what's
They got
this?
confused.
And I think this was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is Mark Hamill back? Or is he done?
I don't
See,
know.
keep saying he's
He's-
done with Joker.
I think this doesn't focus on Joker.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because it's like the conclusion, right? I haven't finished Arkham City, so don't spoil anything.
that's why.
Yeah, Troy Baker.
hmm
What I heard and how he sounds amazing.
He does a
For
really
Mark-
good job.
That
That guy's so talented.
Yeah.
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 Troy Baker, if you want to say hi.
Drop on by to their.
Life in 24 Frames.
Yeah.
It's his band.
Oh,
Is that his band?
I think so, yeah.
Or I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He does a little bit of everything.
It's just that amazing.
he touches people.
What's up next?
What?
I was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I meant like
Cutting
to
that out.
and
John the Corner's over there.
I used to say that, but I don't anymore.
There's
What?
the door.
All right. So next up, we got here layoffs at Evolution.
I think we got 3 studios on there.
3 studios: Evolution, Guerrilla Cambridge, Sony London.
So, Evolution did MotorStorm,
Yeah.
and most recently they're working on Drive Club. They're not closed. Sony confirmed
Laid off
layoffs
a
of
few
these
people.
3 studios.
Drive Club was a launch title for PS4.
Supposed to be, and then it was delayed.
Everyone has
Because,
that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
so, and then Guerrilla Cambridge, they do Killzone, but they have 2 studios. That's the one that did Killzone Mercenary
Was that PSP?
for the
they did
Vita.
a good job on that.
It was
I liked a
amazing.
lot.
It was a good game. I
Yeah.
played the beta with you guys, and I
For Vita.
And then Sony London did Wonderbook and Playroom. Playroom's actually cool, but
What?
all of these studios aren't really... Like, I don't know what Cambridge was doing after Mercenary, because that came out last summer on Vita.
Kind of the.
What will happen to Harry Potter in the Wonder Book?
I don't know. They're not
Don't
closed
know.
down. There's just been some staff
Don't
reductions.
scare me like that.
Harry Potter? What?
Yeah, there's a Harry Potter game for the Wonder Book.
Yeah. It was a big thing. J.K. Rowling endorsed it.
Yeah. Brendan's like, oh my god, I gotta get a Wonder Book.
I don't think he knows what a Wonderbook is.
Yeah.
No, I don't
It's
actually.
Emma Watson.
It uses the PlayStation camera. It's a kids targeted thing.
Oh.
So they like get a book and then like they look on the TV and like characters and stuff pop out of the book.
You need a
and-
PlayStation move.
Yeah.
Remember
Well,
the
Emma Watson
E3?
pops out of the Wonder Book. I'll buy it.
Remember the E3 failure?
Yeah, it was like
open this door.
25 minutes of their press conference was spent on Wonderbook, like waving, and it didn't even work properly.
Yeah.
It was
Sounds like a
embarrassing.
real winner.
Yeah. So, Cambridge Guerrilla did really good on Mercenary, but I think they just had too much staff there. Or,
This is.
I don't know what
it's
they're
the
doing.
new trend. I think I heard it before. The way that it's starting to look is like how it looks with movies. They get a team together, they make something,
yeah, and then you lay everybody off.
and you lay everybody off. They should unionize, and then it would be exactly like how the movie industry works.
Yeah.
So-
Because once a game's in development, you need a bunch of people, but you can have 10 or 20 people working on pre-production, like just coming out with design ideas and stuff, and they say, okay, we're ready to make the game.
Yeah.
Then you hire a bunch of people, contract work for 2 or 3 years, coders and stuff, and they work on it, and then
We're gone.
it's done, and then, until you need the next one, but... Yeah, those 3 studios are kind of the smaller ones, so I don't think it's that surprising. None of them are shut down.
Yeah,
So-
which is good.
Yeah.
Just want to say, going back to what we were talking about earlier about a lot of indie developers uprising, Evolution. One of the guys from Evolution is going to start up a new company called Starship,
I saw
and
that.
they're going to try to do something different. They're going to venture off from what they were doing from car games. Like he wants to be far
games.
away from.
It's not even going to be necessarily
gonna
games
be-
related.
Yeah, it's not going to be. Pardon?
It's not even necessarily going to be games related,
Oh,
is what
really?
they said. It'll be
Okay.
entertainment and health, is what he
Oh
said.
yeah, something like you got on the lines, but
Interesting.
it'll be cool to see what he does.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, Evolution had bad luck because the last MotorStorm game was called Pacific Rift. Or Apocalypse, sorry, right?
Oh, it's a Pacific Rim.
Apocalypse, and it came out at a really bad time. They delayed it because it focused on racing. All the tracks were themed around a giant earthquake happening, and it happened at the exact same time that the Japan tsunami hit.
Oh, no.
So they delayed the release of it because it was
Yeah,
deemed
it's
insensitive or bad timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they didn't do any marketing for it because they didn't want to offend people, so it just didn't sell. And it was
Just slid off the
supposed to be a
radar.
really good, I enjoyed the
I
MotorStorm
wanted
games.
to pick that up.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a really good game, but it was just bad timing. Same thing happened with Zipper Interactive, who did the SOCOM games.
Yeah.
The last SOCOM game came out at the exact time the PSN went down for a fucking month. Good work, Sony.
Oh, that's right. Because I remember playing the beta.
Yeah.
I think it's like, oh, this is actually pretty good. It was kind of like a mix
And
of
it's like an
Splinter
online-focused
Cell-
game.
Right, yeah.
And then the PSN went down for 30 days, and that just fucking killed it. and they shut down the studios. So
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
bad luck.
Shitty.
Speaking of shitty news,
Hold on.
I think this
save
is
that
great.
for last.
No, that was a great segue. It's a great segue.
We,
All right,
What do you want to talk about, Sean? We
Well-
have time.
Not really. Facebook went out and bought the Oculus Rift.
Well, they bought Oculus VR,
Yes,
which
the-
is the company that makes the product.
Yes.
Oculus Rift.
So essentially, Mark Zuckerberg made it his personal game room.
Well, I'm waiting for VR Farmville, whatever the hell it's called.
We'll go around. I see two paths to this. The one side, which I talked with Brendan about, it could be good because Facebook has a shitload of money.
And they'll make it less
And-
costing.
Yeah, and maybe they'll just pour all their money to it and make it an amazing product. The other side I see is that Facebook is a public-owned company now, and they have shareholders.
Yeah.
And shareholders see this big $2 billion purchase, and Facebook knows they need to deliver. So the question is it going to be rushed out? Because the nice thing about Oculus being kind of a startup that was based on Kickstarter, and having a guy like John Carmack, who made the Doom games, they just worked on their own timetable. They were making these dev kits, and they just do their own thing. Now they have, even though Facebook says they're going to operate independently, they have people to answer to, and
There's
Facebook
new expectations.
Yeah, exactly. And if they can't take 4 years to come out with something because the shareholder's going to be like, you spent $2 billion on this and we haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
So,
We'll see.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
right.
I'm kind of in the same boat as you, but I mean, it's Facebook. I always just envision when you put on the Oculus Rift, and then Facebook will use the deep scan that they bought like a few years back, and it like scans your eyes, and then it's like, boom, they have all your information. That's just paranoia, obviously.
Yeah.
They don't
yeah.
steal just your information; they steal your soul.
Wow. Thank you for scaring me, and I will have nightmares for years.
I just want to bring up a statement that the creator of Minecraft. Yeah, so Notch, he was all for the Oculus Rift. He even helped Kickstarter, chipped in about 10 grand. He was all for it. He was excited getting this dev kit, but then when he found about Facebook buying out, he was not in for it because he didn't like their business strategy of what Facebook is about, trying to get a mass amount of people.
Yeah, they're about
Like what you were talking about earlier, about the
building
2 billion
subscribers, not like
Yeah.
catering to subscribers.
Is that what he officially said?
building
Yeah.
numbers. Yeah, there's this. He had his huge blog. It's very good. You guys should check it out.
Interesting. I didn't read up as to. I just heard that they. You know,
Oh,
that's what-
okay. Yeah, he came out with a blog. He was saying about his feelings. Like he was so excited about VR, but then Facebook came on board, and he doesn't want to partake in that business strategy.
Well, maybe Project Morpheus just got a...
Well, and you know what? I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised if that was, somewhere in like, okay, well, they have a new avenue now on the PlayStation,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So, or
And
even
there's-
Xbox, because no sooner or later Xbox is going to jump in on this, right?
And Minecraft is coming to PS4, so
Also, we'll see, because he also said that the way VR is, it doesn't work to what he envisions Minecraft, but maybe
Which is
it'll
weird
make a-
because
I think it would be
glad
perfect.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A simple.
it's about
You know,
exploration and
Yeah.
you're like punching trees.
He was talking about like technical things, like what about head clipping, where if a player leaned too far into a block, how is that going to look?
You're like inside the block, right?
Yeah. So
I think it just means his game was designed very simply, and he doesn't know if
Yeah.
it'll hold up to.
There was almost
Exactly.
not enough
There's
capability
things,
there.
Yeah.
he's excited about VR, but not VR with Facebook.
Yeah.
We have a breaking news topic that Sean brought up just before this started.
That's right, and it segues pretty well into what we're going to talk about a little later. Brendan, did you know? Well, first, what do you think about The Last of Us?
It's pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome?
Pretty awesome. I loved it.
What if I told you it just got a little more awesome on the PS4?
It is coming to the PS4?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. HD?
HD, well, PS4, so yes.
I think we can.
It's going to go 2D, and it's going to be
60
4x9.
8 bits.
No,
Did they
No, like an
confirm that?
HD.
There
like,
was, I forget who, but it was someone from Sony Eurasia.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, he pretty much said it's coming to PS4 physically, digitally, and then he said also on PSN, which doesn't make sense.
Which
That is digitally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe there's a translation error there. But yeah, it's coming to the PS4.
That's cool.
I think we can assume it'll be 1080p, 60. That's
Yeah,
the one thing I
it'll
was going to say that could
definitely
make
be
that game better is that you
pumped.
could tell it was hampered by the PS3.
Oh.
And if when I heard a rumor of this, and I would absolutely buy it again if this is the case, an additional DLC.
Ooh.
Oh.
Didn't hear that.
No.
I didn't hear that either. I would be
That would be
surprised.
I heard that.
but-
I heard, and it was only from a few days ago, that they're planning for one more DLC. Now, whether that means it could be multiplayer, that could be, but
This is in addition to the 3 they were going to do.
yes.
Because they've done 2 so far, and they have another multiplayer DLC coming.
Boom.
Oh.
So that might
So you
be.
got our hopes up,
Oh,
and then we
okay.
just crushed it.
I'm
Because that'll probably be included. Then.
Yeah, I was going to say if they do a PS4 version, I imagine all DLC, so you get Left Behind,
That's
the 2
gonna be
map
so
packs.
sick. I'll definitely play more of the multiplayer.
Yeah, because I've been wanting to replay it, but I've been holding off because I was thinking it might come to PS4, and that's one game like, man, just seeing that
man.
better graphics like that.
It
'cause
would
were-
be worth playing again.
Yeah, because there's some parts there where you could tell like the textures and stuff, and the
It's really
performance.
pushing the PS3 hardware.
Well, they said in
saying
the
something because that's just a beautiful game.
It
I read
was.
in the interview they basically built it and it didn't run. So they like built the game, tried to put it on PS3, and then they just went back and like scaled everything back that they could to make it fit within that memory.
Yeah.
So it kind of the question
hmm
is why did they make it so big, right?
Yeah.
Because
Well, maybe they just
possibly
wanted to
PS4.
future-proof a bit because I'm sure they knew PS4 was coming. It's been in the works since 2008.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just
So-
And I
it's
think
gonna
they were one of the
look
companies
amazing.
that helped with that as well.
Well, Dark Souls from Software even said they built Dark Souls 2 with next gen in mind, right? So
So
that
what does that mean?
whether that means it maybe just means that
Or-
it could be
PC
ported
versions would be
easily.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean it's still built for. They
Current
had
gen.
PC on mine this time around, right? So
Yeah, that still makes me believe that a PS4
It's possible.
edition will show up.
that'll be
That's the
sick.
theme right now, right? You know, a lot of these games were built starting from PS3, but they got to pump out PS4 games. It's the easiest way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got 6 million people with a PS4 and 4 million with an Xbox One. That's 10 million people.
Well,
It's
I don't know how
enough.
much it
It's
costs to
getting
port a
there now.
game, but it might be worth it.
yeah.
I still stand by the fact that Last of Us could have used one more good DLC. And,
Single player?
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's a lot more you could do there.
There was just so much more they could have done. And I'm glad they didn't overkill it.
Mhm.
You know, a game that I felt like might have been overkill with DLC on, like Dragon Age. The core story was so good, and then they pumped out all this DLC, and I remember being excited for each one, and then I played each one, and I was like, you know, that wasn't really worth
Yeah.
Well,
how much I paid for
the
it.
PC version of the Ultimate Edition for Dragon Age 1, or Origins, sorry, they made it so it's just for the story. So you got Witch Hunt and Dragons.
Oh, so you didn't get the packs and everything else.
Yeah.
I see.
So it gave you like the main story of what Dragon Age Origins was and what they're going to use in Inquisition, which I was
Yeah.
teaching. But then Dragon Age 2 did the same thing. They had that Felicia Day DLC, which was just horrible.
Right, I remember. Yeah, it sucks because you haven't played Left Behind yet, have you?
No, I haven't. That's one
Still?
of
Oh, it's so good.
the, one
It
of the
is so
many
good.
things that Dark Souls is stealing from me.
That's all right.
So
But it's it's one of those things.
I didn't expect it, but it really fleshed out like who Ellie was and stuff.
It was I loved
Yeah.
it, and it's just one of those things that because Left Behind came out last month, correct? Last
February.
of Us came out in June.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It is.
Maybe.
That was my
Yeah.
only thing was that I was expecting more like DLC like 3 months after the game came
But
out.
during that time, they were tweaking the multiplayer.
Yeah.
And
That's
making
true.
it-
And I will say I'm glad that they clearly started working on it after they shipped the main game because there's nothing I hate more than a company that basically finished DLC but just didn't ship it on the disc.
That's true.
or put
You
it
know,
on the disc and then
And lock it.
Lock it with the
Yeah.
It was
I
a
love you,
true
BioWare.
DLC add-on.
Capcom.
It was separated from the story, and
Yeah.
it was additional. It was really well told. That's the kind of DLC you want to see, right? Not this probably could have been in the game.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
No, I agree. I would love to see more in that universe because I love those characters in that world so much. But at the same time, fast forwarding 2 or 3 years, like to their next game, maybe their next game is like even more awesome, and then at that point I might be like, wow, I'm glad they didn't spend another 6 months or a year on The Last of Us, because it would have taken. We just don't know what's coming, right?
True,
but
true.
it's like both. Like it sucks if we're not going to see anymore, but at the same time, I'm excited to see what they do, because they have two teams. You know, obviously one's working on Uncharted for PS4, which is already announced.
Yeah.
That's probably the Uncharted 3 team, because they've been done Uncharted
yeah.
3 since 2011. They've been working on this for 3 years now.
Yeah.
But the Last of Us
Totally.
team, what's next for them?
Well, and there's still the rumor that hasn't been totally denied is Last of Us 2.
Well, this
I don't know.
game,
I
A
feel
sequel.
about that.
And again, that's a very,
I feel like-
It could
It should
be.
be-
it should be different people.
That's what I was just going to say. It might not be a direct sequel, but it'll be within that world, that same time, something else. It doesn't need to be Joel and Ellie.
What if you got to see Henry and Sam's story? Their whole...
That
it just
should-
sucks because you know where they end up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It would. I don't think seeing it
No.
characters like that usually doesn't work
So you
out.
think brand new characters,
Yeah.
if they do it.
Yeah,
I don't know,
think
I
that's
just
really
feel like
the
they
only
should just-
avenue.
Yeah, I just feel like just end it.
Or what
It's
about
just its
Joel's
own
brother? What's his name?
Henry?
Again, all you know, because those characters are B characters, right? You know,
Yeah.
they're there to support the plot. They
Yeah.
don't, you know, no, there wasn't a lot of characters in The Last of Us. They were so focused on Ellie and Joel. It wasn't like, wow, the other character was really awesome. Like
Bill. I love Bill.
Bill's story.
Bill's story
The
was
last
so
of
fun.
Bill.
His basically gay partner that he was in
Yeah.
love with, and then you find out that he actually hated him.
Yeah.
Isn't that you find a note or something?
You
don't
find
you?
the note that the guy that he had a relationship with
Yeah.
hated Bill.
Yeah, he's like, man,
the
I
entire
hate this
time.
guy.
It is so great.
Oh, I did not. I don't remember.
You didn't
that.
find that?
That was
Oh.
early on in
What's
the
this?
game. So
Yeah.
I don't. You know.
Yeah.
Oh man. I
Oh, wait.
missed that.
Bill was gay?
Yeah.
Oh.
It implies it
Implies
strongly.
it.
I didn't... Is that like in
Touch on.
notes or something?
A little bit in the notes.
He just
Kinda
the way he kind of reacts when he finds that the guy's dead and stuff. You can
Yeah.
kind
That
of.
makes sense.
Wait,
Yeah, I
yeah,
do
yeah,
remember
yeah.
that.
Yeah. It was pretty interesting. And
He
then-
keeps saying he was his partner or something, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
he kind of just yeah.
Hmm. No, I didn't pick up on that.
But yeah, I'd like to see more of that, but I'm also excited to see what they do next. So
Yeah.
True.
we'll have to wait and see.
Well, I
Alright.
think that's it for the news.
That sounds about it.
Yeah. So let's move on to our next section called Talking Points. Tentative title. Finger waving. We'll keep going on the Last of Us topic.
Sure.
Last of Us is getting a movie. And,
Supposedly.
Well, the guy from Underdog. Wow. Guy.
Underdog.
Underdog. Great show.
Yeah.
Bad
Naughty
movie.
Is it Bruce
Oh my
Straley?
God.
Naughty dog.
Naughty
Neil Druckmann.
There we
Neil
go.
Druckmann,
Neil
okay.
Druckmann. I should have just said that. He's writing it.
Okay.
So, in terms of video game movies, and this is why I want to bring up this topic, it will do well, probably.
Mm-hmm.
But- It's video game movies. There's
Here-
been a bad trend.
Here's what I think.
And can I say something first?
Go ahead.
Superhero movies went through the exact same thing. The Batman movies, Batman Forever,
That's true.
horrible. And then Iron Man, Spider-Man. I forget which order those came out in.
Spider-Man came
Spider-Man.
first.
Spider-Man came out first. Then we got the traction going with good superhero movies.
X-Men was
Spider-Man
actually
was
before
really
the
good.
first
X-Men,
time.
sorry. That's
Oh,
right.
right.
I
That's
should've-
right.
Yeah. But yeah, X-Men came out and it got traction going for superhero movies. I want that to happen with Last of Us because I am a huge... I go to every single video game movie that pretty much comes out. Prince of Persia,
I didn't watch that one.
I liked it. It was bad, yes, but I liked it to the point where my girlfriend at the time decided that she would get me these 2 Prince of Persia posters that are like, they're pretty big posters. And so I have 2 posters of Jake Gyllenhaal kind of sitting around.
Yeah, you
He's just like shirt off. And
Yeah, I like the
Sticking out
movie,
his chest.
but it's just they're bad movies. And Super Mario Bros is like the huge.
they're a guilty pleasure, right?
Yeah,
you know they're
it's-
bad, but for some reason you enjoy
The thing
them.
that's so hard to do with those movies is it's hard to just. I think the fans of the games, like, I just want to see this. I think it's even harder now because popular ones that people want, like Halo. Halo was supposed to have a movie. Metal Gear was supposed to have a movie, right?
That's still made.
There's so many good cutscenes in it, especially Metal Gear. Man, at the movies, the game's practically a movie half the time. So like you can't just redo it as a movie because that. Is
I was gonna say like that's my big thing is The Last of Us. I'm like I played the game. Why do I need a movie?
And
like what I see a movie like the original Metroid or something.
Right.
Like you can make a movie about that because you play the game, but there's not really any context. Like it would be cool to see things fleshed out in terms of an actual narrative. But with The Last of Us, it's like, what are you going to do? Just reshoot the same scenes, but with live action instead of video game? There's no point.
Yeah,
I think this harkens back to a really great quote that we've already talked about, not on this podcast. The producer of Dark Souls 2 was saying, right now, video games are trying to be movies, and movies are trying to be video games, when it shouldn't be. They should just, games should be games, movies should be movies. And I think that's pretty much states what you want to say. It's like, if I want a good story in a game, I'll just play the game. I don't need a movie of something I've already played through and like connected with those characters. I don't need that in a movie that they may butcher. So it's.
I will say the good thing is that most video game movies have nothing to do with the game's creators. That's actually what I read is why the Metal Gear movie is just never happening. Because Kojima refuses to give up creative control. If the movie's going to be made, he wants a say in it, and nobody will give him that much control over it. Yeah, the fact that the writer of The Last of Us is writing the movie probably means it won't be bad.
Right.
But is it just necessary?
Well, it depends.
I think in this case it does. I think later on, once they've established that they can make decent video game movies, you'll start seeing creators relinquish that control.
I hope that's what happens.
Yeah.
Because there is games that deserve a really good movie.
In a way that this could work is if they were just, The Last of Us has obviously been a very successful game, and if they decide to just leave it and maybe continue it through a movie, that's a cool avenue.
That would be really cool.
Right? Because then you just they're separated, but they still have their ties. Instead of like, I remember one that I was excited for was Silent Hill. But again, all they did was mesh content from all the games.
Yeah, it was like 2 mixed with 3, mixed with 1.
And so for the fans, it was just like,
what
do you, like, it didn't really work.
Well, BioWare did something with Funimation where they took a few things that they took. There was a Dragon Age one and a Mass Effect one.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The 3D movie.
Yeah, and the 3D movie is actually really good.
I heard good things about it.
And the anime that they did for
Mass Effect, right?
Yeah, for Mass Effect, I just didn't see.
Oh wow!
But it was supposed to be really well done.
Yeah.
So I like that when they just take content and make their own stories.
Or like what the Matrix did with Animatrix and stuff, right?
Right.
Like they just expand it, but yeah.
But yeah, I like those avenues. It's just.
I will say the cool thing about it is that's a really good story, and like I almost feel sorry for people that don't play games because like there's a lot of people that just don't understand. They think games are like Mario.
Trivial.
They don't understand what games are now, and they just write them off as video games.
Yeah,
and it would be cool, like because there's a lot of people out there that I know if they like played through The Last of Us, they'd be like, "Holy fucking shit! Like that's one of the best stories I've ever seen told in anything." But they're missing out on it because they just don't play games. So it'd be cool for it to reach more of an audience that normally wouldn't experience that.
It's funny that you bring up the quote from the producer of Dark Souls, or from Software, sorry. Yeah. That he says that when it doesn't prove true because there's games, The Walking Dead and Journey.
And I'm not saying that it's that clear cut.
No, there's cases of it where like that's how gaming has evolved.
Yeah, right? But it's also like we say that, but then Dark Souls harkens back to games that I loved.
Yeah,
that's why it pulls me in so much.
Totally.
Yeah.
But then, like, I'll play a game with a great story, and I like within 5 minutes of The Walking Dead, I was like crying. It's just I like that as well. So it's not like I don't say, oh no, there shouldn't be any story. It should be no voiceover, no nothing. Cut it back to the beginning. But we're starting to see where it's like
they're trying to be
movies, and it's like movies are just like explosion here. Crazy stunt here.
I think just with a game, like it's like it needs a reason to be a game if it's story heavy. Like The Walking Dead, why is it a game? It's because you pick what they say. That's why it's a game.
So
And that's
heavily based on your choices.
Yeah.
Right? You can't do that in a movie, right?
Yeah, you just need to say, like, why isn't this movie? And they just say, like, it's because this is about your choices, and, we give you kind of the foundation for your characters and your story, but you shape how they interact with one another. Yeah. If you're just something like Beyond Two Souls, like David Cage, I still enjoyed it, but there's not really there's no weight to your actions. Like, why the fuck didn't you just make a movie? Why am I even playing this? Because I'm not really doing anything.
Well, I had a friend email me, and he's played the demo of Beyond Two Souls, and he was like, I really like this, and he was asking me stuff about it, and I told him, just play Heavy Rain.
Better.
Way better. Play that. And then he didn't get back to me. I think I scared him off, because I started talking about games, and then I was just like, hey, buddy, are you there? But, But, I mean, it's just, if non-gamers started looking into that would be an avenue to do it.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, on to the next talking point.
Sure. What's on the docket?
Open world games. Just, I guess, just a general
feeling of them.
Yeah. Where gaming is going with open world.
I put that on there, so I'll just kind of say where I was going with it. Yeah. It's awesome when they give you a ton of stuff to do, but I kind of appreciate what Infamous did, where it's actually very linear. Like, they give you an open world to play around in, but there'll be two complaints, because there's not a lot to do, and I wish they fleshed out the world a bit more. But at the same time, I don't finish a lot of those games, because it's so overwhelming. Like Assassin's Creed, there's literally a million things to do. Agreed. There's like 50 different types of collectibles, and like 100 islands, and like I can appreciate when something basically gives you a huge world, but it gives you a focused story, and it's like you always know exactly where you're going. But I also understand people want to just explore and fuck around.
Yeah.
What was it? Amazing Spider-Man. You went and collected how many comic books?
I collected all 700.
All 700.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's like these flying comic books. Like, you don't really need that.
Yeah.
But it was awesome to see like the vintage covers. Don't get me wrong, because I'm a huge Spider-Man nerd. But it's just like, it should be more like, if you want to make it open world. Fine. Give us something to do.
Yeah, and obviously there's no one better at that than Rockstar, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, talking about Assassin's Creed, they did have some stuff in there that was pretty cool with side missions. But they don't really just say, hey, this might be a side mission you're in.
But if you're a completionist like me and you want to finish everything, there's no way I'm going to finish everything in that game. It's going to take me 1,000 hours.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But then again, you just played through Infamous 2 twice. You could do it.
Yeah, it's not. I did that in 30 hours.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like Grand Theft Auto, they did a really good... That's the thing about Infamous. Like, the gameplay is awesome in that game, and the main story is really good. But the rest of the world is just... I wish they built that up more.
Yeah.
Rockstar did that better than everybody. Like, I played a bit of Red Dead, but I played all of GTA.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can just walk around the city, and there's like all sorts of shit going on.
Yeah, it's crazy how... especially Grand Theft Auto 5, it's the biggest world they've created so far, and how every part of the world is detailed and interactive and stuff.
Connected.
You literally, when you finally see the full map, you think, oh Jesus, I gotta drive here, so that's gonna take an hour. When you finally get there's actually stuff you got to do there.
Yeah,
that's all.
Well, there's a video of someone starting at one end and walking a straight line through the map of GTA. It took them a half hour, or was it a half hour?
Gotta be more than that.
Running, walking. I think it was a half hour to an hour. We'll say that.
Oh, it'd be more than
It's
that,
really
man.
itchy. But I do like the beanie.
No, it'd be way longer than that. It takes like 10, 15 minutes to drive.
In the car.
Yeah. So maybe I'm off with the times.
Yeah.
But
I think it feels longer when you're actually doing it, though.
yeah,
I guess so. That's probably
you
true.
get to listen to those awesome tunes.
Because Sean and I biked across the entire map, and
Yeah.
it felt like forever, but it was actually only like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but it was the best 20 minutes.
But it was
of
so
my life.
fun, right? Like,
Yeah.
it keeps you in it. You're just like, I can just drive all day, go around driving through things.
Well, if they ever get heist, you know what else they're adding? I was just since we're talking about this, mansions.
Oh, right, I heard
In
about
online?
Yep.
Yeah,
So you're not limited to an apartment anymore?
Yep.
that'd be pretty awesome.
I wish
That
they
would
gave
be-
you customization, because it sucks buying an apartment and it looks
And they're
like
all the same.
I don't know if there's going to be how many types of mansions, or it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be like you can buy a mansion and it's going to be the same thing.
Here
but
is the question: can you call more than one stripper over in the mansion?
I should hope so.
You have a lot of bedrooms.
So I'm just
You're
thinking.
probably going to have a pool.
I'm just thinking.
I have a table, and it's not being utilized.
Wow.
That is awkward.
I have all these stripper poles and just no stripper.
I'm just like looking at it, I'm like, why did I buy this?
Why did I buy this table?
Food off of it? Bullshit. I need a stripper.
Yeah.
I just eat it out of my hands. Done.
Done.
So
I don't know. It depends on the game for open world.
Yeah.
Because I played Red Dead.
Yeah.
I realized I didn't beat the game. I got to the end. I did the last riding thing, and then I forgot about the other missions.
Let's keep it spoiler free because I haven't played it yet.
Okay.
Then I will keep it spoiler free. But
Skyrim,
that's one of those ones where I start playing it, and then it's like too much too soon, and I go, I'm scared. I'm a
Yeah,
little
it's like,
girl.
what do I do
They've
next?
gotten better. Like they have your main mission markers. You can actually just play through that game, and it tells you exactly where you need to go for the main story. You could just play through it at the main story if you wanted to.
it's nice that they've done it. Because I think Oblivion was a good example of how it didn't do that the best. You remember you leave out and you're just like,
What now?
okay,
Yeah,
it doesn't really
that's what
direct
drew
you
me
to the
off
next
of it.
city.
Oh, really?
Where in Skyrim, for the first little bit, it kind of
They
directs
walk
you
you
where you
through
need
it,
to
yeah.
go. And then when you finally think you get to a point where it's just like, okay, well, I'm just going to go and do it.
Okay, they probably learned that from Bio Oblivion, because you see that in Fallout. It's like, here, go here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
So,
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we got next? Upcoming releases.
Goat Simulator.
Yes! I'm
What
excited
is
for
I
this.
showed them the launch trailer. I will show you it. It is. You're basically just a goat, and it looks kind of just like a little sandbox on a farm, and you just fuck shit up. So in the launch trailer, the goat is flying with a jetpack while dragging a person behind it. It headbutts a guy into a car, and the car explodes.
The premise of the commercial of the trailer. Sorry, do you remember the Dead Island trailer?
Where it goes in reverse.
Of the little girl.
Oh,
No.
I don't think it does.
No.
Oh, okay, that kills it.
That
But
was
yeah, it
funny.
does the exact same thing, and then it just
Really?
like,
cool.
instead of like landing on the bed, the goat like goes through the other window, and then just keeps going back to where it was.
Yeah, the Dead Island one like started off with like these zombies and these people, but then it kind of like played this really like dramatic music and stuff, and it rewound it, and you kind of saw like how they ended up in this situation.
But it was like this
Okay.
cute little girl like on the ground, then like goes back up, and then like her parents are protecting it. Oh, it's so.
Yeah, and the game just ended up being a really generic kind of zombie
It
game.
was
First
fun,
one.
but it was
Yeah,
generic.
yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was ridiculous. You could drive underwater with your car and you'd still survive.
Really?
Yeah,
That's realistic.
Oh.
They armored it up.
Subaru.
I heard it was fun with multiple people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's take
I
that
just
to
never
the
got around to playing
river
with
right
one
now.
Yeah.
person.
What else we got?
That's funny. MLB 14.
Is that coming out this?
PS3. The PS4 version's a month delayed because it's not like a cross-gen.
Are you getting it for the PS3, or are you going to hold off?
No, for a month I'm holding off for the PS4. And I skipped last year's. I bought them every year since 2010.
So is this true next gen?
This is mostly true next gen. The graphics engine is basically next gen only, but the animations and stuff are still kind of. But like I've seen the screenshots for it. Like,
Looks good.
oh my god, it looks good.
How'd you compare it to NBA 2K?
It's similar. They both
Yeah.
they both did a good job in terms of graphics. NBA's animations I found didn't hold up quite as good.
Just don't look at any other version of NBA 2K.
Yeah,
They did not try.
they just mailed it in.
They just mailed it in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the next gen versions are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, not the current gen.
Oh, wow.
PC, by the way, PC version, current gen. So don't buy the PC.
That's what they've always done. Even
Really?
Because EA did
Oh,
that
wow.
with NHL for a while. Even the PS3 versions were coming out. They were porting the PS2 versions to PC, and then they just stopped releasing them for PC altogether.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, because it probably took too much time, right?
Yeah.
What else we got here? Don Bradman Cricket.
Yeah, I just put that on there.
Dude,
What?
it's cricket, man.
Oh,
Don Bradman, cricket. Is that 14?
14, yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like it'll be really popular in
Wherever they play cricket.
It's only last gen. I'm kind of surprised.
no next gen cricket.
Can't get that next gen cricket audience going.
I'm really waiting for the next PBA bowling next gen game here.
Oh, yeah?
Right. Hopefully
be-
they'll incorporate the move with the controller.
VR.
I'll just stick to the Wii.
No, I meant
Wii Sports Bowling. I
yeah.
played so much.
since the
of it.
DualShock 4 has the light, so you can just throw your controller at the TV instead.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know.
I'll let you guys know when they contact me.
Okay.
I
Cool.
need some motion capture.
Yep.
Yeah.
We need you to just air 300 game. Okay, I'm on it. And this one, I'm excited for this one. April 4th, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yes. I don't know if I'm buying it at launch.
I'm a little hesitant.
It's subscription, right?
It's
Yeah.
subscription. The beta was fun.
I have more fun with Final Fantasy 14.
I was going to say, that's the thing.
Skepticism.
I had more fun with Final Fantasy.
And that PS4 is coming out soon.
I'm excited
Yeah.
for that.
Yeah,
I played a lot
yeah,
when the beta came out.
yeah, me
It
too.
was surprising. I was like, why am I putting so much time into this?
John and I were playing. And like I have a level 35 character I pumped in a month, and it was like, yeah, why am I playing a new character?
And it doesn't transfer over. So.
Yeah. I played 5 hours of the Elder Scrolls Online beta.
Yeah.
My first impressions were like, it's like Skyrim, but online. But when I got further, there was just like, the combat just didn't feel good.
Yeah, no,
It feels very floaty and like, I don't know. It was maybe it was different. Like I was just playing with Sean,
Yeah.
but I felt like I would have just rather been playing Skyrim at that point. It felt like a
Guess I
weird
was not
mix
good
between.
companion.
They didn't just make Skyrim Online. Like it's like an MMO mixed with Skyrim, and it just didn't feel
But that was the
Very.
quite
beta.
right. It was the beta. I don't know if I'm ready to drop $60 on it or whatever.
Oh, and then a
Plus
subscription,
subscription
no.
without really knowing. I'm not expecting great reviews for it out of the gate, but a lot of these MMOs get better as time goes on, so who knows?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll go free to play at some point, and I think I'm just going to wait till then to
That's
give it a
true.
try.
I'll be. Yeah, I think it doesn't. I really wish it went the Guild Wars 2 route.
Mm.
And I think it
buy
would
it
have
and
been.
then-
Yeah, continue developing. They obviously have money,
Mhm.
right?
Well, I mean, look at the voice casting on that. Kate Beckinsale, John
Yeah.
Cleese. Oh, darn it. I forget his name. He was on... I'm going to name the worst shows that he was on, even though I love one. Community. He was on...
Joe McHale?
No.
I don't know. It's all I can think of community.
He's
Yeah.
an older fellow
Chevy
teacher.
Chase?
Not Chevy Chase. When I said good voice casting,
Oh,
Chevy Chase does not come to mind.
I like Chevy Chase.
He was on... What was that?
I have no idea who you're talking about. Don't worry about it.
Darn. Table flip. Ruined the podcast.
I don't know. I'm such a big fan of the Elder
Mm-hmm.
Scroll games, obviously, in Skyrim. I don't know. Since Oblivion, it's been said, like, man, even if you could just play co-op, even with just
Yeah.
like one other person, the game would just be...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we're there now, and I liked it. It's obviously not as polished as Skyrim,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, it's close.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of MMOs that allow you to play first person. And
True.
That is true.
And that one, Destiny will be out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta pre-order that.
Yes, good point.
Because the beta is coming first to PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what people always wanted, that co-op deal with.
Yeah.
With Elder Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls.
Yeah.
It's like, this should be an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really skeptic because of all of what if people said about the beta.
Yeah.
And people are big fans. They're like, this
It's
is not...
definitely different.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
like it's similar in the ways that you like when as soon as it goes first person, you're like, okay,
Mhm.
this is an Elder Scrolls game. But some of the mechanics, if you're like a true
Mm-hmm.
Elder Scrolls fan, they might feel it's a bit off. So that's kind of what you were saying, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just unavoidable because,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the game probably wouldn't have done very much better if you just like, okay, we're just going to make Skyrim and it's going to be online, right?
Yeah.
If this is going to be an MMO, it's going to have MMO stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
And I get that. It's just...
And it's their first take at that.
Yeah.
So naturally, it's going to probably be a little clunky. So...
It could be good. I just wasn't that blown away by the beta that I need to be there. And it's coming to PS4, so I don't mind waiting a bit and seeing how it plays out.
Because that's July it's on the PS4.
I thought it was sooner. I thought it was
It's coming. It's around
April
the
or May.
corner.
I didn't think it was that far
Yeah,
off
it's
from the
that
PC
close.
one. Yeah,
Oh,
PC's
okay.
out next week, so
For the PS4? Okay. I don't know.
Cool.
yeah.
That's great.
We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I'm in a drought for games, maybe, but I got enough to play right now. And then, like you said, FF14, I was really impressed with that. I can't wait to jump back in there.
Yeah.
So
Stoked.
yeah,
Well, one of the things it sounds like FF14 has done really well is the graphics, right?
Oh, it is.
Graphics and
visuals
story,
are
like-
beautiful.
the main story in that, I would, from what I played, is just as good as the story in any other Final Fantasy game. Like it's got like really epic cutscenes and really good music and soundtrack. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I'm curious to see what the story is like in Elder Scrolls. Obviously, the games have very, very strong stories, right?
yeah,
So I have no doubt that theirs will be equally good. And it's cool that you'll be able to revisit areas like Morrowind and Skyrim, and so I think for the true Elder Scrolls fans, it's going to be.
Well, the first time I went back to Morrowind in the beta, like the music started playing and like just looking at, I was like, oh.
I was with Jeff and he was just like, oh my god, it's Morrowind!
Yeah,
I was like
so
freaking out.
Oh, really?
It's just that music
that's cool.
that I remembered from putting so many hours into that.
They change it up when whatever map you go to? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Oh,
changed
wow.
the art style for each region to match the game that it originally was in.
Oh,
which is
wow.
pretty cool.
That must be hard.
That probably was, yeah.
Well, see, the thing though is that one of the things I found, it being a beta, the graphics weren't, they're pretty. I wouldn't say
They're
stale.
not-
For an MMO, they're not bad. But
Yeah. Well, like, for the MMOs I've played, that's pretty good. I mean,
some stuff was good. The character models seemed okay, but
I guess
the textures were not
It's just
very
hard
good.
because, like, compare World of Warcraft to Warcraft, right?
They
just
got
It's just a
updates.
style, right?
Yeah.
So, like, it's just that's how it looks, right? It's
Yeah.
got this cartoonish look. It's different, like when you come from Skyrim recently. Now, man, like the game is incredible, right?
Yeah.
And these amazing backgrounds and landscapes and everything else, and the MMO is obviously not going to be up to par to that, right? So,
fair enough.
yeah.
Is that it for new releases?
Yeah,
Well, I guess that wraps this up.
Well, what are you guys playing this week?
right. What are we playing?
Yeah.
I've got an hour left of Infamous, and then I've done everything I could possibly do in that game until more Paper Trail content comes out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Paper
That's-
Trail.
How many-
I'm going to talk about that quickly. That's really awesome. You guys haven't tried it yet.
Is it
No.
just the one mission right now?
There's going to be more. So they said it's going to be, in total, be about 5 hours and 19 missions. But how it works is you initiate it in the game, and it's like an additional quest or like mission basically, and you're just chasing this like person that basically has like a paper power or something, but you don't know anything about them. And you kind of just chase them for a bit. I won't spoil too much of it. But it's interactive, like you switch between your console and your computer. So I actually took photos in the game, and then I went up to a mailbox in the game and mailed them. Then I go on the computer and like access them, and you kind of review the photos. There's like a wallet in the game you can find, and then you pull up the website on your computer. You can like open up the wallet. There's business cards and stuff in there for like a detective agency. There's a number on the detective agency. I called it with my cell phone, and you get like a recording that gives you more information on the story.
What?
That's pretty cool.
And
That
then you
is
have to
super
hack.
cool.
And then there's a website also on the business card. You go to that website on the internet. It's an actual detective agency website, and you go log in, and you have to like hack in as the person using clues you found in the game.
Wow.
And it's this really cool mix between the game and like the computer that keeps you going back and forth.
That's cool.
That's pretty
That
cool.
stuff, I hope developers do more of. Kind of like the Last of Us and the DLC. We talked about like the Twitter stuff, and it's cool to see that interaction since there's so much of it now.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm going to be playing Infamous. Maybe jump into Dark Souls with you guys, with your other characters.
Dark Souls.
Brendan likes it.
Just a bit.
Yeah. So do you? You got 4 characters on the go.
I have 4 characters on the go. I'm probably
Oh,
going to delete
wow.
one because I just don't like that Covenant, so I'm not going to do
Yeah.
it.
Oh, you were trying to do the champion?
It's so much harder.
Does it really amp it up?
It does.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
do
me
it?
and Jeff were doing it for a bit, and we didn't realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried doing like the Dragon Slayer,
Yeah.
Oh, the Knight Rider.
the Knight Rider. Yeah, sorry, the Knight Rider. Couldn't get through like the big giants.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I know the patterns really well.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it.
They're
just like ridiculous.
they just stronger?
Challenge
or-
accepted.
They're a little bit stronger, but then it's like they reduce like no online connectivity at all, but people can still invade you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you
sucks.
get invaded?
No.
Okay.
But it's just it makes the game I think they do scale it up a little bit for difficulty, so it does make it a little harder at the beginning.
I would say, too, one thing to know about invasions. I haven't seen a lot of them. I've only seen like a couple.
I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
I think they've
I think it's
done
because
it
of the
now.
soul memory.
That and the PvP covenants are like very much in certain areas.
Mm-hmm.
So you won't get invaded unless you're in this area. So the Bell Tower Covenant,
Yeah.
you get invaded in there all the time because that's what
Right.
that place is for. The Rat Covenant.
Yeah, there's definitely areas that it's a lot more.
And so we
common.
say, oh, we don't see it, but then it's like you go into those areas and
Oh,
you
exactly.
just get destroyed.
Yeah,
no, those
but-
are more triggered, but I'm saying just
in
random.
general.
Random,
Part, I don't
you
know.
still can.
It's rare
We've
though.
only seen.
It's not like Demon Souls or Dark Souls where you're like,
No.
oh fuck.
Yeah.
Which was kind of nice.
It kept
I
you on your
like that
toes.
tension. Yeah.
Yeah, and considering how much we played together, it usually ended up being fun.
But then again, John and I got invaded, and the guy wasn't even that good.
I got invaded too
And
when I was
then-
trying to farm,
yeah.
right?
And I mean, like, he like ran down a hallway, and I was a sorcerer, so I was like, bang, 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 he's dead. so I was like, okay.
So, but there's been been an outcry towards that, so I don't
Yeah.
doubt that From Software is going to have a patch.
Oh,
and,
probably.
just the whole soul memory thing in general, right? It's,
Seems poorly thought out.
Yeah, whatever system they've
Good
implemented.
theory.
It seemed
Bad.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm sure it was a good idea, but
I think the idea was so, if I'm understanding, is that they wanted to do it so new players starting weren't getting wrecked by these people who are invading. Because this is the third iteration of the game now. You're gonna have your people who just pick it up and they're gonna be good.
well, because how many times has that happened to us before? We're at the beginning part of the game and someone who's clearly beaten it.
I think that was an
comes in
issue with the
fucking
original
boulders.
Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Was that
Yeah.
the compared to Demon Souls, where I felt Demon Souls was very level.
Yeah.
You could get summoned by the same level people. You were invaded by the same level people. Now, when Dark Souls introduced covenants and stuff, and how that changed how you interact with other players, you got invaded a lot more by a lot higher level
Yeah.
people. That happened to us a lot on the PS3. Like
Yeah.
within soul
Yeah, it's a
level
bit
20,
ridiculous.
30, and we're seeing guys who are like, "Hey, there's no way that these people."
He has like
are
the crystal greatsword, and he's just like, okay, let's go. And you're like, with your
Yeah.
broken sword, you're like,
What's going on? I just started.
So the rumor says that New Game Plus,
It-
gets rid
yeah,
of
that's
all
what I was
soul
just gonna
memory.
say.
So I'm going to assume that in New Game Plus, invasions
It's
are a
okay.
lot more common.
yeah.
But still expect a patch. That's going to be, I guess.
yeah.
So,
What am I gonna play? That's a great question. Probably a little more Dark Souls because it's a fun
gotta
game,
beat it.
And
and I'm gonna play Infamous because I do want to play it. Might buy Fez because I was doing pretty well.
yeah, you were
Kind of
cruising
a big
along.
deal. And then I don't know. I gotta play Titanfall.
Yeah, man.
I gotta play Titanfall.
You guys still haven't played
Still
it.
haven't played it. I was talking to my brother, and he's like, "So, hey, when are we gonna play it?" And I was like,
Does he like it? Has he played
"He
it?
does like it."
Okay.
And he's the type of guy, he liked Halo, didn't like a lot of Call of Duty. So that's
Okay.
kind of where I am. I like Call of Duty, but I also like Halo. If it's down the middle, I'll take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. And then there was another game I was going to play. Goat Simulator? I think so.
Yeah.
That was high on my list. I've been waiting for that one to come out. So
I
I'm
saw the
like,
first
man,
trailer,
just
and I was like,
goats.
golden.
Glad someone finally did it.
Yeah.
The trailer is like, if you tried to put the phrase "what the fuck" into video form, that's what the trailer is.
Yeah.
I
Check
can't
it out.
wait.
Yeah.
Goat Simulator launch trailer.
I gotta play The Wolf Among Us.
So do I. I need to replay the first one, so it's like a 4-hour commitment. I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
You haven't played the second chapter?
No.
Not in a rush because it's like so long between episodes.
When they say
Fair
it's
enough.
shorter,
Yeah.
They actually don't mean that at all.
no. Meanwhile, Walking Dead, it's like, oh yeah, guys, take it.
I'm hoping it'll be shorter.
The Walking Dead hasn't
4
been
months.
very good either.
No.
No.
For the first season, though, they did get better. Like between episodes 4 and 5, there was only a 1 month wait. So I'm hoping
Yeah.
as they get speed along, they get a little bit better. We'll have to see. Because right now we've only seen one break in between each of them.
Yeah, no,
Right.
6 weeks.
Wolf Among Us episode 2 came out last month. First week of February.
Yes.
First week of February. So we're coming up on 6 or 7
Before that,
months.
though, it was like
It was like 3. Yeah, it was like 3 months.
So it's
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
no.
I will say I kind of like episodic because I'm the kind of person who doesn't finish a lot of games, believe it or not.
No way.
But I find it easier to play 2-hour chunks
Oh yeah, totally.
than like, oh fuck, I have 20 hours to play through. Like Ni no Kuni, like that's like a 50-hour game. I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking finish that.
It is cool how they do it that way.
Yeah.
And because of the style, it works. Right?
I just, like you said, 4 weeks apart instead of
Yeah.
12 weeks apart would be a
Yeah.
bit better.
Yeah, but I think they just have a lot on their plate.
Oh, for sure.
So
Especially with the announcement of Game of Thrones and
Borderlands.
Tales from the
Borderlands.
Borderlands, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
So I mean,
God, I
yeah.
don't know how many teams they have going, right?
The other ones are
really
quite a
small
far away.
studio.
Like they showed The Wolf Among Us 2 years. It took 2
Yeah.
years basically from the time they showed it till the time it actually came out.
they announce it and then they wait until they're done their current projects, and then
Yeah.
they start going with that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a bit
Yeah.
depending on what order they do. I think they'll probably do Game of Thrones first.
Well, they showed already cutscenes from Tales from the Borderlands, though. All they showed for Game of Thrones was a title, so...
Also, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but I think they'll do one before the other.
really
Like, they'll
weird
probably
things.
finish up Wolf Among Us or Walking Dead.
Yeah.
That team will probably move on to, like, Game of Thrones, and then the other one will move on to Tales from the Borderlands, or... I'm sure they have it split up, because they've added a lot of people, so...
Yeah. What about you, Brandon? What are you going to play?
Well, Dark Souls. We'll probably, even if I beat that, we're just gonna do like a million new game pluses, so whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did play the second chapter of The Walking Dead, so
Mhm.
that's good. So, well, it sucks because
Yeah, I know.
play again.
It's good, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they should play. Maybe I should play through Assassin's Creed because I kept saying how much I liked that game, and
I think just finish up, like, to me, I like having different types of games I can play, like, because I'm in the mood for different stuff all the time, which is why I jump around games so much, so I like saying, like, I feel like playing, like, an open world game, like, exploring and stuff, like, I'm just going to play this.
yeah,
And then, like, sometimes I just want, like, a relaxing game to play, so I got, like, Fez or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, for me, I would rather finish up something like Skyrim, because then when I move to an open world game, I just want to be able to, like, dive into that and just spend a lot of
Yeah.
time in it.
I've lost my will to play Skyrim because I technically beat it.
Yeah, I know.
don't feel like playing Dragonborn.
Yeah.
I remembered the game. I want to do another playthrough of Ground Zeroes.
Oh,
I've done all the side missions, but I haven't unlocked the Deja Vu mission because you need to collect all the patches.
Yeah.
And
you do that in the main
I spent like 2 hours looking and I didn't find any. I'm probably just going to wiki them.
Is it? In
I just
the
want to play
mission?
that Deja Vu mission.
Is it in the main mission yet to find those patches?
You can do it. I think you can do it at any mission.
Oh,
Just
okay.
chilling around,
Yeah.
just hiding. There's the tapes and stuff, but it's very replayable. There's a ton of stuff, a ton of ways to do things.
Yeah. That's why I want to play it again.
Hmm.
So.
how about you, John?
Yeah, I played half of Infamous, and it was really good. I want to go through and complete it. I feel like I went through the first half really quickly,
Yeah.
especially doing all those missions. And what I want to say, what we were talking about open world concepts, I really like what Infamous done, because they have these audio clips. They add to the story, kind of like what you're saying about paper trails. Like, these missions aren't pointless. They have a meaning, and again, they level your guy up too. So
Yeah. And Last of Us did that. It was really cool too. If you explored it, you found those little notes, like in Left Behind. This isn't spoiling anything, but you find those notes from that helicopter pilot or whatever.
Yeah, and Left Behind.
Or like Ish's story or whatever.
Yeah,
in
and
the main game.
everyone always goes on about those when you
Yeah.
bring up Last of Us, right? And it's cool because they tell a story, right? And it's, just enriches the game.
That's,
Exactly.
you've been seeing that a lot more in games. And I mean, like, the first time I think I saw it was in Dead Space.
Oh,
Those audio
Oh,
logs.
right.
Oh, those were just some chilling.
Yeah.
yeah, they were interesting, but I feel like they've gotten a lot better.
Oh yeah,
Like
obviously.
the way they place it, they make you look for it, and the way they appeal to you, like what's going to happen next, right? They leave like a cliffhanger. So. But yeah, we'll try to maybe power through that, beat that this weekend or something like that. Definitely play some more Dark Souls. So pumped for
I
that.
think we're close to beating it, guys.
No, we're not.
Close.
We're not even
That's
close.
like another 50 hours.
We'll put it this way, Brendan. John and I went to this area, and they said, "You're not ready. Go back the way you did."
Yeah.
So yeah,
So yeah.
we still got some time.
Really pumped. We're gonna play some more tonight, maybe.
Yep. Oh,
Maybe.
yeah.
We'll see.
11:30, boot it up.
See you guys.
We won't be alive tomorrow.
So tired.
Yeah, I want to play some Ground Zeroes again. It's sad that I haven't played more than the story.
Yeah.
For such a
There's no
being
rush
such
to
a
get
big-
through it though.
Yeah, I mean it's not the main game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little sample, but it's surprising to myself that I haven't really invested a lot of time finding every quirks and little secrets and little tidbits of the game.
Especially from you, because out of all of us, I think you're the biggest MGS fan.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Peace
But I
Walker.
love it. I love
Peace
it.
Walker was your jam.
Yeah, I invested a good 110 hours into that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another game. Yeah, and I forgot about Assassin's Creed 4. I forgot I had that until I was looking through my library. Like, oh yeah, I have this game. I have to go back and play it. But again, open world. Those missions are really repetitive and boring.
Yeah, it's my first Assassin's Creed game,
There's
so
so
maybe I'm on a
much.
different page. I didn't find them. I was having fun going around and collecting all
There's
the...
a few of them that I do see. I'm like, yeah, I do see the redundancy here. I'm just going to continue with the story.
I'm fine with those as long as they aren't required. Like Infamous, I feel like you need to do side stuff because you need those extra shards to power up your
exactly.
powers.
This one you don't.
But I prefer it when you don't have to, like... Because like you said, sometimes they're repetitive. So it's great for people that want to do that stuff, but maybe I just want to play the main story.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be forced to do these side things to progress.
Yeah.
I think there's enough different different things to do in Assassin's Creed 4. Like, you don't want to do that? Okay, hop on your ship and go have like a ship battle.
Yeah, but the
Like,
problem
so
is,
you know that wasn't present anyway.
And they've got like hunting and stuff in it.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it breaks it apart. But if you look at it on, I guess, a higher level, you go from one city, do the same thing in another city.
Mm-hmm.
That was a problem that was faced in the first one. You
The
did
first one
city,
was literally that way. Yeah, and all
That's-
the city
it just reminded me of the
environments were
first
the
one.
same. And I think the cities in Assassin's Creed 4 are still similar. They're obviously a little different,
Mhm.
but it's the same style, right? Just kind of moving from one city to another.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying there.
like going up to the eagle spots or whatever to check out the city,
Mhm.
Yeah.
trying to chase this bad guy. It's all the same, and that's what turned me off from playing 2, 3,
Mm.
2,
Every other Assassin's
2.2,
Creed game,
2.3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean 4 is really good, but that's why I forgot about it. But, I don't know if I'll get back to that.
Yeah, I need to be Killzone for the same reason.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
That's one you can just power
That's-
through.
yeah.
Yeah, I need to. I know I can.
But,
probably do
It's a bit
7
slow
hours.
getting going, I found, the first
6,
3
7
missions.
Yeah,
But like 4 and 5, like 4 is the one with the trains.
Mm-hmm.
And remember where you're like
Yeah.
up on top
No,
of
I'm
the
just
train,
trying to
jump
remember
around.
which order.
And there's like that main
yeah, I
building
think
you
you're
have to infiltrate, and you've got like different ways to tackle it. And then 5 is
Mhm.
like in the prison camp or whatever and stuff like that. Like the first,
Okay.
yeah. There's like the middle of the game I feel is really strong. The beginning was a bit slow to get going, and the end was kind of frustrating.
Mm.
But it's overall it's a good game. I really enjoyed the graphics are phenomenal.
they are.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Well, with that, I think we could put the second episode of the J14 Gamecast to a close.
to bed, if you will.
Ooh, because it's so late.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late.
One thing I should say, we have a Twitter. If
Yeah.
you follow us at J14 Gaming, all one word, you could find out when stuff's coming up on iTunes. That's in the works.
Yeah,
Um,
YouTube channel should be launched this week.
and then I'm trying to work some stuff out with streaming. We'll get back to that. I'll let you guys know
Okay.
next week. But
Yeah.
other than that, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.
Good night.